Hi guys. I'm actually in mommy mode right now. I'm getting ready to pick the girls up from school. It's not quite time to go in yet, and so I thought about answering one of the questions that I get a lot about marriage, and the number one question I seem to get is about how to divorce proof your marriage, or how to avoid a divorce. And the answer is there are a couple of things you need to do to avoid divorce in your marriage. But the first thing you need to do to avoid divorce is to make sure that God is in it, and to reverence the fact that God is in your marriage. The vows say that let no man tear apart what God has put together. So if your marriage has been put together by God, that first and foremost is all the divorce proof you need. But in knowing that God put your marriage together, you have to now do your part. God has done his part in putting you with who you're supposed to be with, but you have to do your part in submitting to God. We like to act as though when we leave the altar that it's just the two of us, and it's not. It's the three of you. It's you, your spouse, and God. And God is to be first. Malachi 2 says that God acts as a witness to our marriage. So when we come upon problems, and even when we have good moments, we can't act like those good moments are all self-generated, and that we worked hard, so we have a good marriage because we work at it. No, you have a good marriage because you submit to God, and you have his grace. That's why you have a good marriage. So in the good times and in the bad, you have to acknowledge that God is a witness to your marriage. The word says that he is the way, the truth, and the life. So that means that the truth is witness to your marriage as well. And that means that you can't front with your spouse when you have problems. I know Halloween is coming up, but you don't get to wear a costume in your marriage. You may have sent your representative when you first started dating to get to know that person, try to fill them out, see if they're the right one. But once you're married, you don't get to wear your costume anymore. You get to do and be exactly who God created you to be, and to go out and handle the business that he's given you, and you get to handle that business with a partner. So you can't wear a mask. You have to understand that the truth is being a witness to your marriage. And so when you have troubles, the way to divorce proof your marriage is to submit to God. If you've already done the first part of what I said and acknowledged that God is first and prioritized him right in your marriage as first place, and you're following God as well as submitting to your spouse, then that's the first half. But the second half is that when you run into trouble in your marriage, you continue to submit to God. God doesn't run from you when he has trouble with you, and you shouldn't run from trouble when you have problems with your spouse. And that doesn't include abusive relationships. I'm not telling you that God is saying stay with your husband if he's beating on you. That is not what I'm saying by any means. You are to follow your spouse as he follows God. If he is not following God, then that's not someplace that you should be. But as I said at the beginning, what God has put together, let no man tear asunder. And you have to understand that no man clause includes yourself. So if God has put you with your spouse to divorce proof your marriage, prioritize God, submit to God, and do as God would want you to do. All right. I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.